Hello everybody, it is your boy M4X here, and in today's video, we are going to be building Seattle, Washington, an iconic city that I'm surprised I haven't made yet on this channel, and I'm very excited to be building it today. Similar to the Philadelphia set I built not long ago, I have once built this set before, and it was also pretty bad, so I decided to revisit it, and because it's such an iconic city, so like, you know, kind of makes sense to revisit it. So yeah, starting off, we're gonna build the Space Needle, of course. But for this set, I'm gonna kind of make it not exactly size accurate to the city, because of the way I did make it. It kind of was a bit big, so I couldn't really like make it smaller. So it's gonna kind of be inaccurately sized to the rest of the buildings, but that's okay because it kind of stands out more. So yeah, the technique I'm using is similar to the LEGO Stratosphere from the Vegas set, where it uses the rotor piece with the three parts that stick out, and then angling pieces up towards it. But instead of using a flexible bar piece to simulate the three bars that kind of go across it, I'm going to use just plates, angled plates, because they're easier to use and they look more accurate towards the Space Needle. So here at the top, I was originally going to use the cobweb piece to sort of hold it all together, until I eventually realized that the angle doesn't apply evenly to the rotor piece, and I didn't notice that yet until like right here. I realized that it was all wrong. So I ended up just copying the rotor piece, placing it upside down, angling it correctly, and then just copying over the angled plates. Just like that, putting the modified tiles back on it so we could hold the plates, angle the plates better. And now for this part, we're going to use 1x6 tiles instead of 1x4 tiles. But I'm going to flip them because the ones are longer on the bottom than the top. There we go, put it back on like that, and perfect. So now we're gonna build the top part, and the top part is pretty simple, just like a bunch of round dish pieces, which is what I ended up using instead of round plates, because round plates didn't really work too well. You can see me trying to use a round plate and struggling, and I almost used this weird looking piece instead, which would have been really bad. So I ended up just grabbing some dishes instead. Put a 4x4 dish there, and then put a 6x6 dish on top of that, and then putting another 4x4 dish on top of that in a second, because I did put these 2x2 ones on top first. There we go. I'll put the 4x4 on it, and then put the 2x2s on top, and then just grab any bar piece and just stick it through. Just like that, we have our Space Needle. Now we just need to color it in. So the middle part, which has the elevators, is kind of this darker gray, and then the top is just a bunch of different gray colors. And then the outside part, the things that kind of hold it up, are just in white. And now for the base of this, we have to use the modified plate that holds a bar, and then on the bottom of the Space Needle, we have a bar set there already. And I'm going to put a few buildings just around it, because in Seattle there's a lot of kind of randomish buildings towards this part of the city. Putting our tiles down and color those in street colors, and then we're going to put the Space Needle onto the bar. So I place it on, and then I had to rotate it, which was a confusing process because they updated the site since the last time I had to rotate it. Originally I was going to have it like this, but I ended up changing it to this angle because it worked better. And then I realized that this rotor was wrong angle, so I just rotated it a little bit. And then down here at the bottom, the bar was too long, so I ended up replacing it with a smaller one that worked. And we gotta cover it up, tile there, and put a plate here so it sticks to the base better. And now down here, we have to put our plates back and then cover that up. just like that. And then now over here on this side of the building, or on this side of the set, we're just gonna make like just a random shaped building, no particular one. And in this set we're gonna have a lot of greenery because Seattle has like a ton of trees and plants and stuff because of its really close proximity to the Cascadian forest and stuff. I'm just gonna put some plates down, put the front part on it, just like that. And now here we're gonna put our plates and some more street tiles, and then we're gonna put these round angled pieces and color them in green and just put them on top just like that. Alright, now we're done with that part. Now we're gonna build the Columbia Center, and this is the tallest building in Seattle and probably the whole state of Washington. And real quickly, I need to pull up my Wikipedia of list of tallest buildings in Seattle because I don't remember the names of them. Alright, so yeah, the Columbia Center. There's really tall black building that's got a weird design. So I used the heart modified plate, and then I just put some more 2x2 plates on this top part of it. So then in the middle it kind of like cuts off. I'm gonna put more plates at the bottom so we can fill in the set, and now we're gonna put a spot for it. So what I ended up doing was I was gonna move it over because I was instead gonna put all the way on the right of the Lego set, I was gonna put the Smith Tower, which is this older sort of building. I don't really know what it is, but it looks cool and it would look good here on the set. It's kind of got a clock towers design. It's an angled building, and then it's got this long part on it. And put a cone on the top, color in light bluish gray, and grab our base plate. Then we place more plates, put some little trees on it, some greenery, more tiles, and then some final street. I put some more leaves over here, and then this little kind of connection part in sand coral. And then now we're going to put the Columbia Center down onto the set. Just plonk it on just like that, and then put more tiles around it. And I've said this, I think, once before. If you're gonna make sidewalks, I'd recommend using light bluish gray, and if you're gonna use streets, then I would use dark bluish gray. Just so you can see the difference, really, between sidewalks and streets. So now, we're gonna build the 1201 3rd Avenue building. The design I chose for this building was actually really weird. So what I originally did was I grabbed the bricks with studs on the side, and then colored them in dark tan, and then I put these angled slope pieces on it. Well, first I put these modified tiles, and then I ended up replacing them because they were kind of weird. So then I grabbed angled slope pieces, and I originally put them on this long plate, but I ended up getting rid of the plate because it would be too long. Just like that, and put the angled pieces just on the brick. So now we have this kind of weird diamond square design. And then I colored it in sand, or not sand, dark tan, and then put some black stripes on it to simulate windows. And on the top part, it's just some simple black windows with this rounded sort of design at the top. And on the very top, we're just gonna put two, angled prism pieces, I guess. Let me put it on there. And I did make it a little bit taller, just to make it more accurately sized to the other buildings. And then just like that, we have finished. And so now, the final part of the set that I'm gonna build, after putting down some little trees, and once again, sidewalk and street, is just a little waterfront area, because the city is right along the water, and it's got like a ton of like apartments and hotels and stuff. So we're gonna put down some water first, and then we're gonna go ahead and put some buildings behind it. Just some simple random like small buildings using a bunch of different techniques. So for starters, we're going to build I think it was a 2x2. Oh no, it wasn't. It was a kind of 2x2. It was a 2x2 angled piece. And I put it in light blue to simulate those really reflective windows. We'll put some variation in it. Top, just put the roof piece, and now I put some sidewalk. Now we're here, we have another building I'm going to put in the back. It's going to be just a 3x3 tall building. I don't remember what color I put it. I think it's just kept it white or light bluish gray. And on the top, I'm just going to put this weird angled pattern that I came up with. It's like that. And then now for the last building, or last buildings, is just like these few random little apartments using these 1x1 plates with these like black little things in them to simulate windows. And on the top, put these little angled slopes on it, color them in some super vibrant colors so they stand out. And just like that, we finished. So now we gotta save it, and we render it, and we can watch it render super sped up. Shows the code, and wow, it's a lot slower in real life, but you know, the better graphics card you have, the faster it'll be. And just like that, finish rendering it. And here is our final product. Boom. Okay, this is one of the coolest sets I've ever built. Seattle's such an iconic city, and the way the skyline sort of collides, I feel like, because all the buildings on the right side of the set all clash really well, I feel like. And I like how I dedicated the left half of the set to sort of just being mostly centered around the Space Needle. I feel like it kind of gives it that more attention that it kind of deserves. But yeah, if you enjoyed the set, which I really hope you did, then I don't know, leave a like, subscribe if you want to do that. But definitely comment what city you want me to build next, if you want me to build a city next, or whatever you want me to build. It could be a city, it could be like a national park, it could be just whatever you want. But yeah, with all that said, guys, we'll catch you in the next one. Bye!